Welcome to Imperfect in an Uncertain World, resources for living with authenticity and purpose. Have you ever felt a deep shame or an overwhelming grief over something that you've done? What do you do? Let's talk about the practice of self-forgiveness. You feel a deep shame or an overwhelming grief over something that you have done or a situation that you found yourself in. Now, I think we can all agree that holding on to that memory is not helpful. Unacknowledged, the memory returns again and again until it turns into an impenetrable knot. I remember that there are times when I'll get a knot in my chain, and if the more I try to get it out, the harder it becomes, the tighter it gets in until I just let go. So if we're not letting go, it's going to weigh us down. It's going to wear us down until our only action is reaction to that memory, and we live our life from that memory. But I'm here to tell you the memory doesn't have to control your life. Forgiveness quiets the voice of that memory while triggering breaks in the threads of shame and grief. This is not forgiveness of an outward action during which you ask forgiveness of another. No, this is an internal response of self-forgiveness. This is an internal action that helps heal those feelings of shame and grief. Now, through self-forgiveness, I've realized that sometimes we make life more difficult than what it is. Sometimes we have to stop and forgive ourselves for the dumb stuff that we do. And I'm going to call it dumb stuff, for the stuff that we do because of a triggered reaction. It's through that courageous action we recognize that life isn't difficult. It's only when we cling to the despair of coulda, woulda, shoulda that we get trapped in this endless cycle of what if? What if I hadn't have done that? What if I hadn't have made this choice? What if? I could have done this, I should have done this, I would have done this. And when we get stuck in that, the twining of that knot into our core seems so entrenched that there's no way out. But I'm here to tell you that an amazing thing happens when we forgive ourselves. We don't have to untwine that knot. It's through self-forgiveness, the knot just disintegrates. We feel lighter, we get more energized. And from the dust, we have the power to own the beauty of who we are, because we're all beautiful in the core of our being. Forgiveness is an inside job that impacts our relationship with the external world. Now, it's a difficult action. I want you to make no mistake about it. Self-forgiveness is just as difficult as forgiving another person or the feelings that we have when someone else forgives us. Self-forgiveness involves more than forgiving yourself for hurting another person. Self-forgiveness is an acknowledgement of the grief and shame that you carry over the situation. It means forgiving yourself for engaging in situations that culminated in you being hurt. But most importantly, self-forgiveness is an affirmation of your worth. So there are probably many ways that we can forgive ourselves. But I want to talk a little bit about a process that works for me. So acknowledge to yourself how the action was hurtful. And acknowledge how it was hurtful to either you or to another person. Or maybe it was hurtful for both of you. Then feel how and where the hurt has lodged inside of you. If you've watched some of my other videos, you know I'm really big on full body listening, so use all your senses to really describe how that hurt has lodged inside of you. Now, ask yourself, what's behind those feelings of hurt? Are you stuck? Some words that might come up are betrayal, abandonment, unlovable. Now you go. What are yours? What are behind those feelings of hurt? Now, what I want you to do is hold those feelings in the palm of your hand, or maybe the palm of your hands if they're feeling particularly heavy. Breathe love into them. Connect to your heart and allow the well of your compassion to surround those feelings. Own how you feel. Consciously forgive yourself, and you might have to do this again and again and again until you feel peace inside. And you're going to feel maybe just a little bit of peace to begin with. And this is a practice you're going to have to go back to several times before you really begin to practice that. And then, surrounded by peace, ask yourself, how can I change? Recognizing that small steps grow into great transformation. Now, as I said earlier, it might take time for this peace to become a stable, integral part of you. But remember this, be gentle with yourself as you shower love and compassion on you, knowing that when stuff happens, forgiveness is key, and no matter what, you matter. So I want to thank you for watching this video. If you like it, give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends. More resources are available at intentandaction.com. That's IANTENTANDACTION.com. But most of all, no matter what you do, I want you to realize that you're lovable, that you matter, and that self-forgiveness is available to you anytime you need it. Let go of that grief. Let go of that shame. Thank you, and have a terrific self-compassion, self-forgiven day.